Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
It's Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler ever. Diggler for Dirt Good Diggler. I got my dude, Dee from Down South, joining me today remotely, right over Google Hangouts, because, you know, as much as I want to have the dude here in the studio, fate just hasn't left it to where we could be co-located and record a show, which, mind you, if we were co-located and we did do a show, that shit would be fire. Hey, yo, give him a shout out, D.
Hey, y'all know who the fuck it is. Just fuck you or fuck you. Just never fuck me.
All right, bet. So, all right, we're going to go over a couple things, of course. Why I was off again, why there's like a huge gap between the shows. The normal week, we're going to go over the review for week 8, and we're going to go over the week 12 predictions because I missed all the time in between. We're going to talk about why the NFC East is the best division in football right now. We're going to talk about the problems that we're having in Philly. Hey, you can say what you want, but, hey, check those standings, homie. Check those standings. We're going to get to that. Check those standings, homie. All right, look, we're going to ask the question. This is an important question. Is Pittsburgh an elite team? We're going to ask that question. We're going to talk about the possibility of Cleveland going totally winless this year and what happens. We're going to go over the NFC East standings real quick, the beer of the week, and then the hot take of the week. All right, so first things first, I was out. Right, so I had the bronchitis thing. It was kicking my ass for a while. I lost a couple shows in the process, but I got back in there. I coughed through it. I'm a monster. I got through it, and then something else happened. And I had the crud, and I was down, dude. I was down, and it took me like a whole nother month to get healthy enough to do a show because, you know, you got the general feelings. You know, you get past the fever, and you get past the cough and everything else. But, you know, you've been wrecking your body, right? So, you know, I had to get my voice to heal. I sounded like I was gargling, burning diesel fuel mixed with broken glass and thumbtacks, man. My voice was terrible. And no one deserved to hear that, man. Nobody's going to be like, let me go sign up and hear what Dirty's got to say. Oh, my God, he sounds like death. Yes, I sounded like death. That's where I was, you know. You get older, you don't heal as fast. You know, you get older, colds stick around a bit longer and get a little different. You know, that owie just kind of lingers for months instead of days or weeks. So, yeah, man, it was no good, man. I was down. I hadn't been sick like that. And at least not for that long. I don't think ever. So if this is what the future holds, man, I'm saying fuck that, man. I'm not okay with this. You know what I'm saying? I am not okay with this, dude. But my uneducated predictions. You know, I do my little thing, right? This last for week 8, I went 5-6-1 because the damn fucking Bengals and the Pigskins managed to squeeze a tie out because they suck, and 2016 sucks. So, did you? I know it's a while ago, man, but did you happen to see that game?
No, I didn't watch that.
All right, I didn't watch it either.
I don't watch the Sissy Cats ever.
Really?
Unless they're accidentally playing. Yeah. They have to be playing me for me to watch the Sissy Cats. Otherwise, I feel like I'm promoting watching the Sissy Cats.
Just for the sake of everybody, let's reiterate. They're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals when you refer to them as the Sissy Cats, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I always call them the Bungles because they have that Marvin Lewis guy, and they seem to, like, penalize their way out of victories.
I mean, no matter, I don't care if Bill Belichick transferred to that place, they would still be the Sissy Cats. They're never going to get an ounce of respect from me, nor will the Ratbird, nor will the Browns. I mean, you know.
Well, the old Browns versus the expansion Browns. I've had that discussion with old Browns fans, And they were like, nah, they're the Ravens. And I'm like, they're the Browns. Minus Cleveland.
What
Cleveland, y'all have still been the Browns if Cleveland didn't sue you to keep the name Browns.
Right.
But
hey,
yeah, fuck them too.
I was like, hey, Baltimore's team is Indianapolis, the Colts. Like, your team, like, left in the middle of the night, like, they snuck off.
Right.
Right, so, like, let's not, either way. Either way, dude, look. So, overall, though, like, my predictions have been slipping. Every week's been a little worse. This is the first week I've been upside down to where I have more failed predictions than successful predictions, right? So, either way, I don't care. Because the damn Pigskins and Bungles tied. They suck. And you know what? That's okay, though, D. It's okay because I didn't want either team to win, right? So I guess that's all I can expect. If neither team wins, then it's got to be a tie. Like, they both can't lose. That's not how it works. But a tie is not a win. So
I would prefer a 0-0 tie.
It's the same if it's 0-0 or 30-30. It's a tie.
It allows me to talk shit.
Ooh,
I can't really talk shit when they score.
What about that tie in Week 7 where it was like Seattle and who else? Seattle and somebody shit out a 6-6 tie. Was it the Rams?
Yeah, that means that, listen, what happens is when you score points, you have done something correct. Even if you accidentally step out of the back of the end zone and the other team gets a safety, your defense was obviously on the field at that time, and I have to give you respect. But it's the Sissy Cats, so I'm not acknowledging anything that happened.
Okay. So, all right, well, they managed to score more than 0 points, and the other team scored more than 0 points. They scored the equal amount of points, and then they resulted in a tie, and they all went to bed kind of disappointed that this is what happened. For the second week in a row, there was a tie in Week 7. Tie in Week 6. I don't think we've had two back-to-back ties in the NFL since like the 30s or something. This was crazy, man. Either way, So the Chiefs, remember this is Week 8, ladies and gentlemen, so don't be – this is the last thing, right? So the Chiefs, they beat up on the Colts because the Chiefs are like they're the team that I can never remember because they're inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Like when I'm thinking of all the teams and I get to the AFC West, I'm always a team short, and that team is either the Broncos or the Chiefs because, honestly, I really find myself struggling to care less about either team. But the Chiefs are
in all seriousness, I forgot about the entire AFC West.
It's okay. It's okay. You know what? I do too. Yeah. Like, if it wasn't for Oakland, I might not. I might forget the whole division exists.
No. Listen, like literally all the way up until you said the AFC West, they were inconsequential.
Wow. Well,
all four teams are of no relevance.
Well. Either way, they did beat the Colts, and the Colts I know are a real team, and I know they suck. So, boom, the made-up team like the Chiefs, which sound like a team I made up in my head, they beat the Colts that I know exist but are terrible because as bad as the AFC West can be, AFC South is way, way worse. I mean,
but they at least exist.
They kind of do. I mean, the AFC South has as many collective wins as the Jacksonville Jaguars have fans in their stadium.
Yep.
All right. So it's a positive number, just not a whole lot. Either way, the Panthers beat the Cardinals for their second win of the season, which doesn't sound like something I'd be saying this late in the season about the second best team in the NFL. But, you know, I guess they went back to being the Panthers because, I mean.
Because last year was a total fucking anomaly?
Well,
yes.
But you get what you pay for, right? Jerry Richardson's like, oh, I got to pay all these people, all these colored folks this money. And he's like, wasn't about it. So he didn't. And now he's losing. So there you go. You're getting exactly what you pay for. You pay for one tattoo less Cam Newton, and you're not paying for nobody else. So what you got is Cam Newton getting assassinated, you know, every game, and nothing else happening. Everyone around him sucks now. Good job.
And and now the football gods are smiling because that's how it's supposed to be. Because I happen to live in North Carolina right now, I really don't want to hear nothing about the fucking Panthers.
Nope. You know what happened to those Panthers fans is they're Cowboys fans now.
You know what? You might be right. You absolutely could possibly be correct. I think I see more Cowboys jerseys down here than I see Panthers jerseys.
But they're new jerseys though. Like you're not like only the hardcore are pulling out the Dorsett and the Smith jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, no. When I say they're new jerseys, I mean they don't even have a player's name on the back.
Oh, nice.
Like they're new.
They're just blanks.
They're new. Like,
They're just blanks.
yeah, they're blank jerseys with no number and no name, just fucking stars.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not even mad. It's Carolina. That's what they have the local Walmart, so that's what you got to go with, man. Yeah. So the Raiders,
they got Steelers shit in the Walmart.
Yeah, they do. They got it up here too, man. You know what though? Because Steelers fans are all over the place, right? So we got the Pigskins, you got the Ratbirds, and there's a lot of paraphernalia for those teams because they're local teams. But there's always a lot of Steelers stuff. Everywhere I've been, there's been a section where Steelers stuff. You get the Steelers stuff. You get the Green Bay has always got something there. Maybe Chicago, but you can count a local team, and Pittsburgh have some stuff there. I'll tell you that. Now, I've already consigned to not being able to get Philly stuff because Philly is 2 hours away. So I can kind of go, all right, Pittsburgh's a bit farther away. That's what I'm chalking it up as. Because there's a lot of Eagles fans down here too, but Philly's so close, you just drive and go get it. Like Pittsburgh's at 6 hours away from here, from DC?
Yeah.
That's far. So I'm not driving 6 hours to get a damn jersey. I mean, just sell it here. And like Steelers fans are everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
We are.
Yeah, I mean, most of the folks, I would almost put Steelers in the same category as Cowboys fans, but some of the Steelers fans have actually been to Pittsburgh.
Pause.
Man, look, how many fans you got from Ohio?
Pause.
Hey,
listen. Okay, listen. Disclaimer: we are nothing alike. At the end of the day, we are greatness. They're shit. This is just how it works. Like the Cowboys fans that exist, they're either like ancient as fuck and they still wear Emmitt Smith jerseys, or they're brand new and they don't even have fucking names on their jerseys. Steeler fans, we're for real. Like the world is black and gold, and everybody else is just allowed to hover around us. This is just a fact of the matter.
Yes. All right. Moving on. The Raiders. They beat the Bucks because the Raiders are better than people anticipated, and the Bucks are kind of regressing because injuries, and they're in Tampa, and they got a young team, right? So Tampa Bay, right? So we've had this our second year of Uncle Rico, the Crab Lake rapist, Jameis Winston, right? Second year of him. He's not a bad quarterback. See, the thing is though, is people confuse being a good athlete with being a good person. And I'm not going to sit here and say this dude's remotely like mature or a good person, but he's a decent football player for where he's at right now. They got some good folks around him. Defense is young. They're in a really weird division though. Like, have you been looking at the NFC South and the stuff? I mean, if you look past the crappy, Panthers, because they're horrible, right? You look at the Saints, like $30 million of dead contract money they can't put nowhere because of bad contracts, right? So they're crippled. They got Drew Brees, some receivers, and then like a bunch of tackling dummies on defense. And then you got the Bucks, which young, coming up. The Falcons, which are doing it. And, who's that other team, dude? Let's see. Saints, Tampa, Carolina, New Orleans. Yeah, there you go. See, I don't care about them either, dude. And so I was about
to say the fact that you mentioned them all and then had the pause to re-mention them should let you know that they're kind of irrelevant.
Kind of garbage. Kind of garbage. I'm not mad though. I'm not mad at myself or nobody else because their teams are horrible. And then having lived in an NFC South area and still not care about that division tells you how I think about them. Either way, they're it's weird because it always seems like it's in flux. Like there hasn't been any real parity there in the sense of all four teams being good at any one given time. Normally, there's like one team that's really kind of good, and then the rest of the teams are trash. And I think that's kind of where we are this year. Like, there's one team that can maybe be good, and the Falcons, but it just seems like the rest of the division is garbage. Like they just don't really show up consistently. There's just too many problems from the management down to overcome for the players. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case. But that's always been the case. It's not like they've ever really been good, ever.
Typically, you're right.
Like,
yeah,
ever.
So I know it's a loaded question, but how many Lombardis exist in the NFC South?
I don't. Oh no, I was about to say none, but then I remember the Falcons and I remember the Saints.
Falcons never won. Tampa won.
The
Falcons went, never won.
Oh man.
Yep.
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 I could have swore the Falcons won the Super Bowl.
Nope. They went. That was the year they went. I remember this because their starting safety got busted with a hooker the night prior and couldn't play because he was in jail.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, the Falcons never won. They've been to like 2 Super Bowls, never won. Carolina's been to 2, never won. And you have the Saints with 1 and Tampa with 1. So this is a division with 2 Lombardis, right?
Because wait. I remember the Tampa team that won. That was the Warren Sapp team.
That was the Warren Sapp team. Team. They won.
And then the other one, the Saints one, was when the fix was in because they needed to generate revenue for New Orleans after Katrina.
Right. That was the halftime, onside kick. Oh my God, beating Peyton Manning.
That was the fix was in.
I'm not saying
they needed to generate revenue for Katrina. We understand what happened.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm going with you, man. Either way, so still talking about the same division. The Saints actually beat the Seahawks because nothing makes sense, and I'm done with this year. The Lions lost to the Texans behind Bork Osweiler's stellar 186-yard performance. I think he's under contract to not throw in excess of 200 yards.
That might be true
because he hasn't. I don't think he has since week 4 or something like that. Like he doesn't. How much is he getting? $70 million or something crazy like that?
Yeah, I think that was the bribe to get him out of Denver. So. Man.
I'm going to say Elway's a genius. I'm going to give him that because he was like, I'm not budging on this dude. This dude's a shit sandwich. And everybody was like, they're going to lose Osweiler. I know I was. And then he went over to Texas, who got good receivers. And can't throw for more than 200 yards, which I'm imagining. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say D1 could probably throw for 200-plus yards.
Well, in that division.
In that division. AFC South is trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no real pass rushers down there.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're terrible.
He should be putting up 400-yard games.
Should be, right? But instead he's not. He's
not breaking 200 is what you're saying.
Not breaking 200. Like he may have a touchdown, but that may have been a fluke because somebody blew coverage.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's. So, hey, remember earlier in the year where the Pats went into Buffalo and got blanked out and destroyed in Buffalo, and like Rex Ryan ran around like it was a goddamn Super Bowl and everything. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
All right, well, apparently Tom Brady's off suspension for this game, and he totally eviscerated the Bills. So it looks like the universe is back in order because the AFC East is getting trounced by the Patriots again. So I bitch about this every week. The AFC East is one of the worst divisions because it has had one dominant team for the last 15 years. Period. For 15 years, 3 franchises couldn't get their shit together enough to challenge the other team. And it's not even like they're close. They're not close. The Jets are like one of the they're super incompetent. The Bills are always a trash can fire. And then the Dolphins, they drafted Tannehill, and he got mad last year because the practice squad dudes were picking him off or during the preseason. And man, that's a terrible division. Like for your division, there's some competitiveness. There's some games that are not always predictable. But when the Patriots go out and play their division rivals, they tend to win those games.
That's like when you plan to watch football all day long, but you really have to shit because you ate too much chicken. The Patriots game is where you go shit.
I'm not even mad, man.
Right, like because you can stay on the toilet as long as you want, and you can read every label under your sink.
Because the outcome.
The Patriots are going to win against their division.
Yeah, and because the division is terrible. So, and speaking of their division, because I write well, the Jets almost jetsed their way into gifting the Browns their first win of the season. However, sir, if there is one team the football gods hate more than the Jets, it's the Browns. So, of course, the Browns come out with the loss because Browns. Man, I thought the Jets was going to do good this year, but then they went and did that thing where they suck. And you bench Fitzpatrick, you bring in Geno Smith, who promptly gets picked and throws and gets hurt, and then you got to go back with Fitzpatrick. He was all butthurt, pissed now because you benched him. He wins the game, and it's so bad, man. That team
at this point, you have to consider. That maybe this is the strategy of the Browns because they finally watched Draft Day and they understand that they can emulate the movie and possibly have a chance in 15 years.
Well, what I'm thinking is they was watching the Sixers and Sam Hinkie with the process, and that's what we're seeing. We're just seeing the process. I mean, I think we're just seeing the process. You know what I'm saying? If we can stack draft picks, which they've done, because remember, the Eagles had to trade with them to get the number 2 pick. So they got a ton of picks with that. They're going to guarantee the number 1 overall pick next year. Probably trade that away for a bunch of more picks. to a team like, I don't know, the Texans.
They probably should keep the number 1 pick.
I don't know.
And they should probably try to bundle some of their picks and move up and get 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 because they fucking suck.
They do. I mean,
let's just be honest.
And we're going to talk about why they suck a little bit later on because there's a lot of things we can cover. But we're going
They suck because they're the Browns.
There's a couple specific. Well,
fucking totally honest.
I'm not going to lie. At one point, the Browns were a respectable franchise who went as far as the AFC Championship. Since their team packed up and moved to Baltimore and they resurrected whatever the name of the Browns with this fraud of a franchise, they won exactly one playoff game, I think, in 20 years. One.
Yeah, the Browns were a respectable franchise in the movie Draft Day. Don't ever say that shit again.
Johnny Manziel is the last quarterback to win a game for the Browns.
They have never been a respectable franchise.
Bro,
let's just be totally honest.
Johnny Manziel is the last quarterback to win a game for the Browns.
Yeah, that's proof. Proof is in the pudding. But don't ever say they were a respectable franchise. You can say the Steelers had a bad year. You can say some shit like that. Like the Steelers had a bad year, let the Browns get 2 extra wins and thereby going to the playoffs. And then somebody else fucked up and had a really bad game because the starting quarterback got hurt. And then the Browns progressed to the AFC Championship, in which case they were exposed. And finally, the football gods understood that everything was made right because the Browns lost. You're not going to say the Browns was ever a respectable franchise and get a affirmative answer from me.
Oh,
that's not going to happen.
So let's go way back now. The Jim Brown era Browns weren't respectable.
No, Jim Brown is very respectable, not the Browns. I don't give. You're not going to give me a respectable franchise.
Bruh. All right, cool.
That's not going to happen.
Cool. I got it, dog. All right, got it. All right, so moving on. The Broncos beat the Chargers, and I don't care because I don't watch either of those teams. Those teams are not fun to watch. Did you watch that game a while back where they played each other? I assume you didn't.
I'm just going to go ahead and co-sign what you said because clearly, I mean, who the fuck watches either of those teams?
It's AFC West.
I was upset I had to watch the Broncos in the Super Bowl when they went. I haven't watched the Broncos with any type of vigor or zealousness since John Elway played for them.
Terrell Davis, bro. Terrell Davis.
Listen. No, you're not understanding. Yeah. I understand that there were great players after Elway. That's fine. I haven't watched the Broncos since John Elway. Like, after John Elway, there was no interest in the team. Like, even their colors are ugly.
Oh,
there's nothing. Right, there's nothing I want to see on. And now we got high definition TVs. We're not talking about your grandmother's set top sitting on the floor. We got high def TVs. I don't want to see that shit.
Oh man, hey, remember that game last year when they first brought out the Color Rush uniforms and Buffalo played the Jets, and it looked like Christmas threw up on the field, unless you were colorblind, in which case it looked like all the same thing.
Yes,
I remember that was great. All right. So, moving on, the Packers lost to the Falcons, right? The Falcons beat the Chiefs Packers, and the Packers look like they're having a rough time this year. So, we're going to cover that more in depth because they actually play my Birds on Monday. So, next podcast, I'll either be talking shit or not. Well, I'm still going to talk shit. I don't care. I'm talking shit. Fuck the Packers. All right, so this was the week that the Eagles and Cowboys played in Dallas for a Sunday night game. And I'm not going to lie, up to that point in the season, that was by far the best game. I mean, you talk about, a team that is vastly undermanned taking the turd sandwich home team to overtime, and had it not been for someone forgetting that Hall of Fame tight end Jason Witten was actually a thing that was on the field and covering him, because, he was just kind of standing there. Like, I think he might have had some signal flags. I think he popped a flare. He took a knee, radioed in where he was, a grid, and they dropped the ball right on him, touchdown. Game over. Everybody go home. Cowboys managed to win. I'm upset. As an Eagles fan. However, as a football fan, I'm like, that was a good game. Like, had the outcome gone the other way, I'd have been immensely more satisfied because we'd have beaten the Cowboys in Dallas. But I'm looking at it from a general football fan's perspective, that was a good game. This wasn't one of those 6-3 slots.
I didn't watch it, but I heard the game was outstanding.
Bruh, listen, that game, the whole thing was, can the Eagles defense slow down the Cowboys offense? And the answer is yes. Can the Eagles offense generate enough offense against the Cowboys defense? Kinda, but Eagles special teams is top notch. Eagles special teams been busting games open since Chip Kelly was in town. So it ain't like, Eagles gonna run a kickback. They ran a kickoff back. You're gonna run a punt back. You're gonna get a pick six. Eagles defense or special teams are gonna score points. So the offense can kind of suck a little bit because, you can count on one touchdown or great field position coming out of your special teams, and that's what happened. But it didn't break, fully our way, and we ended up taking a loss. But let me tell you what, look, that was a great game. And despite the loss, I'm going to say that was an outstanding game to watch. And if you get a chance, go ahead and look at it. If you haven't seen it yet because you've been in a cave or locked up, go ahead, watch that game, and you should be happy with yourself. So moving on to the NFC North, the Bears beat the Vikings. Whew.
Not really news. But
behind the arm of Jay Cutler. Whew. Hold on. Who apparently is under contract to throw. Oh, hold on. This smoking Jay Cutler. They're Dee from down south. This smoking Jay Cutler, Mr. Anti-Vaxxer. Listen, he don't show up, but for like 3 divisional games max, because he's either hurt or he just doesn't care. So for him to show up and beat the Vikings, remember the defense was legit, right?
Yeah.
For him to come out and put it on the Vikings is a bit of a stretch because I remember the Eagles wore their asses out. In fact, everybody been wearing them out, for the whole year. So, but they got their divisional win. So go Chicago. I mean, I don't know what to make of this year, man. Look, this year you got teams that are terrible winning games that maybe they shouldn't have, and that'd be the only game they win all year. And teams that are supposed to be great coming in are stinking up the spot like Carolina. And not even Denver's all that good right now. Zombie Peyton Manning apparently did a whole lot more than I looked at, man, because whoever they got in there now is just not making it happen. But
well, I'm still going with the fix was in for that one too. And
I'm not denying that, man. Come on, you got to let the dude go out because you cheated him that other time against New Orleans. You got to give him a second ring. You can't let Eli have more than Peyton.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to act like that they were any good. We're going to say that the other teams were told to play a little bit down. Just like we understand that y'all have talent on the team, but today, can you take a hit and fall hard, and then we can take you out the game. That way you don't have to do it. There's no way Peyton Manning did that by himself.
Listen, dude. I'm gonna say it. Damn it, I'm gonna say it. Check it out. Listen, the NFC East is the best division of football. This is why. All right, so we're gonna fast forward past Week 8. We're gonna catch up to Week 12 where we are now. Right, Week 11 is already done. Where we got Week 12 kind of underway. So the NFC East is the best division in football because there's not a team below 500, and if the Eagles win against Green Bay in Philly, because Philly is undefeated in Philly, if the Eagles beat Green Bay in Philly, which is a good possibility, everyone would be above 500, and their record outside of the division is pretty damn strong. So I'm going to go out and say that the NFC East is the best overall division in football. I'm not going to say he's got the best team. I'm saying it's the best division. If you look at the entire division, every other division has a team below 500. In fact, some divisions have teams that are like half a game above 500 and they're division leaders. So, NFC East, best division of football, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I grudgingly admit that you may be correct, but I'm not giving any credit to the team that is currently leading the division.
Should we just call that the team who shall not be named?
No, because that team is the what's the name? The Washington people. So we can't use that term again.
Alan Barbary, who's like a backup guard for the Eagles, is part Native American, right? And he's like, I take offense to that name. Right, so he called them the Pigskins, and I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. I call them Pigskins, and I can refer to them if it's close enough, or I can continue redacting the name like I've been doing, which is kind of funny in my own little petty way. But I've been calling them the Pigskins.
Okay, I can accept that.
All right, I like the logic he put into it. I'm rolling with the Pigskins going forward, so Pigskins.
The Native American indigenous team. Okay.
The indigenous, the Potomac Drainage Basin indigenous persons. Yes.
Yes. We're just gonna make the name really long. So it's like when they announce the team, it's like you're still talking about the name.
You mean like Aretha Franklin's national anthem before that Detroit game?
Right.
Dude, CBS put up a time of possession graphic for her.
Hey, look, you have to do that sometimes.
Folks was like, I did on my Black Friday shopping and came back, she was still singing. Yo, all right. So here's another reason why the East is going to be good. Is the best division not just this year, but going forward is going to be pretty good. You got 3 solid young passers, right? So I kind of can't crap on Cousins. He's got good receivers, good tight ends, solid line and running game. He's making the best of it. Dude's putting up monstrous numbers. All right, I can't be mad at Prescott. Prescott has got an outstanding team around him, and he's managing that game well. He's running when he needs to. He's not taking the big hits. He's got a stud running back behind him. I can't hate on Dak too much. I mean, other than where he's at. And Wentz, who's got apparently trash can liners out at receiver. The frickin' Fisher Price, my first running backs behind him, cobbled offensive line in a solid defense. He's still going out there and trying to make it happen, and he's putting up. I mean, Richard Sherman, Richard Sherman, kind of like the best cornerback in football right now. He's like, listen, because folks went up to him,
but yes,
dude, they went up to him like Richard Sherman, because they know he's good for a good take. They know he's good for a good solid take. He's gonna talk some shit, right? He said, look,
he's gonna soundbite you.
He's gonna soundbite you, and he lives for this. He knows this. He's a smart man. He's a smart dude. So, what'd you think of Wentz? You think he was scared? And he was like, listen, Wentz wasn't scared. Wentz is a rookie. He did rookie things. He's got no one on the outside to throw the ball to. So he gets frustrated. He's gonna throw the ball down to. He's like, somebody do something. He goes, we should have had another pick on him. Bottom line is, y'all trying to get me to say something about this dude. He's gonna be really, really good, really, really soon. Like, y'all keep playing. Like, he wasn't scared out there. He wasn't scared of nobody. He was just couldn't have nowhere to go with the ball. And that's what Seattle does. Like, you can't go. Don't throw deep on Richard Sherman because people forget he's a receiver. He's not a cornerback. He's a wide receiver that converted to cornerback. So all your routes, he knows everything you're doing. He's your size. He's as fast as you. He's got hands like you, if not better. Don't throw the ball deep because he's running the pattern with you.
Yeah, he has position. Despite what you may believe.
Yep, he's got position, recovery speed. He's going, and because you can beat Sherman, you just can't beat him deep. I mean, it takes some precision to beat him deep. You can get him short and intermediate, little cutback stuff, but you're not throwing the ball all the way down the field to Richard Sherman. No one's been able to do that.
If you have to run up under the ball, Richard Sherman's going to beat you to the spot.
He's going to take it from him, and that's what happened to Wentz. Right. But he, like he said, he did his thing. He said, look, there's nothing wrong with Wentz. The kid's solid. Kid's poised back there. He wasn't scared of nobody. So for Richard to not take it out of his way to throw him under the bus, I thought that was pretty good, right? So you got that. You got the first year coaches, and Gruden over there in DC is on his 3rd year now. All the teams have good to great offensive lines. All the teams have good to great defenses. It's looking like, and Eli Manning looks like he's not going nowhere. Like,
no, he's not going nowhere no time soon.
God. And the thing is, he doesn't get hit a lot. He's played every game of his career. This dude could be, breaking Brett Favre's consecutive game streak. He could. Yeah. Because I don't see him stopping unless that line falls apart and he gets really, really hit. Eli's always there. So,
Well, I mean, he got a big ass head. So if a good gust of wind comes and he's trying to go outside on a bootleg or some shit, he might go down and concuss himself.
Hold on.
In which case he will fuck up the thing.
Hold on now. His head is nothing compared to his big brother's head.
Oh no! Listen, look, no stretch of the imagination am I saying that. Like, Peyton Manning had a special helmet made out of vibranium. Like, I think they bent up Captain America's shield to have Peyton Manning a helmet.
Probably,
but Eli's head is not small.
No, it's not.
In comparison to the rest of the NFL, he has on 2 helmets. Let's just be honest.
Nice. Eli Manning, dude. He's not going to old man Eli. He's an old man now. Old man Eli's not going nowhere.
Like Eli. I've always liked Eli.
I don't mind. I respect Eli because, like I said, I used to hate on him, but I'm like, you know what? That dude is literally always there. In the time that since Eli Manning's been drafted, the Eagles have had like 4 different starting quarterbacks, and Eli's been there the entire time in New York. So I can't be mad at Eli. Yeah. I can't be mad. He's consistent. Yeah. He's consistently mediocre until the playoffs come, and then he's good. He's
Eli's the truth. I mean, Eli's the truth.
Eli come out, throw 5 picks one game, right? Win, loss, doesn't matter. Come out the next game, beat you for 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, and then come out the next game and have an inexplicable fumble and piss poor clock management. listen, the dude is like, he makes it exciting because you never know exactly what he's going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I like.
He is the definition of on any given Sunday.
Oh, he is any given Sunday. You never know which Eli Manning showing up.
Exactly.
And now that Odell Beckham Jr. has lost his mind a little bit. I think it was that Kardashian he was dating that did that to him, though. But, he over there making out, proposing to kicking nets and now. So, I don't know what's going to happen out of that. But, hey, man, the Giants are doing it, too. They're part of the NFC East. They're killing it. So, the NFC East is awesome. Best division in football. You're gonna have to write me and explain to me why it's not. And I'll read it on the podcast. Like I say it all the time. Like, hey, you send me some hate mail, right? Send it to dirtdiggler2823@gmail.com. Send me your hate mail. Send me like, Dirty, you're a piece of shit, and here's why. I'll read it. I'll read it verbatim. Spelling errors, bad grammar, everything is going. I'm not gonna editorialize your shit at all, and then I'm gonna slander you. Just know that's gonna happen. If you're wrong, you can slander. You're probably wrong, which But if you think you're right, don't let me discourage you, man. Go ahead, take the shot. Take the shot, everybody. Take the shot. All right, so moving on to the Eagles themselves, right? So the Eagles going into Week 12, bottom of the division at 5-5, right? Bottom of the NFC East at 5-5. The offensive line lost its best player in Lane Johnson to a PED suspension, and they lost the replacement to an MCL sprain last week in Seattle, right? The outside receivers are an active dumpster fire, right? They're bringing practice squad guys up. Like, hey, do you ever play football? Yeah. You ever run? I did one time. You want to be receiver for the Eagles? Shit, why not? That's who's coming out there, right? Minus Jordan Matthews, there is no one in the receiving corps who's a threat to catch the ball or do anything with it if they manage to catch it. To include last year's first-round draft pick Nelson Aguilar, who, mind you, Peterson is about to bench because he's gotten into his own head so much that he can't do fundamental things like catch the football. Right? He's managed to create this mental black hole. So now the question is, for those of you who understand physics, has he crossed the event horizon? Is he done, or can he be salvaged at some point with some downtime and some kind of coaching psychology? I don't know. Can this kid be made, because he was solid at USC, right, which is why he was drafted in the first round, right? He was very Macklin-like. He gets to the NFL and sucks, gets hurt, sucks the whole first year, gets into the thing at the strip club where he maybe went a little bit extra in the champagne room. I don't know what went down with that, but something happened. Came in this year, and he sucks. So he's getting benched. You have Jordan Matthews, who's the only one doing anything, and everybody knows it. So he's taking shots straight to the face mask from safeties, because everybody knows that he's the only person with remotely consistent hands. So, all right, look. Your team's got a bunch of Super Bowls. Not going to sit here and lie. The teams like the Patriots, they got there for, most of the time, the teams that are winning don't have, the number one receiver. They don't have that Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Julio Jones. That's not who's on their team when they're winning. Very rarely. What those teams have, though, are competent pass catchers, right? They have dudes that run solid routes, they catch the ball, and maybe every once in a while they break a big play, right? People are like, you can't name Brady's receivers. No, you can't, because
I can.
Collectively, they were competent. They won several championships. You can name them now, but at the time, no one knew who they were because they weren't putting up monstrous numbers. Because as a group, they were competent. You're gonna run this route. I'm gonna throw the ball. You're gonna catch it. Maybe get tackled. Maybe you don't. You're gonna run. But it wasn't T.O. It wasn't the T.O. show. It wasn't Randy Moss. These guys weren't burning Darrelle Revis for 300 yards a game. They weren't doing that. They were just good. The Eagles lack that. They lack the basic skill sets receivers should have. Gaining some separation, catching the ball, making the contested catches, things like that. They're not doing it. I would kill for a player like Mike Wallace. I would kill for a player like Antonio Brown. Everyone would kill for Antonio Brown.
Right?
He's the most, and I've said this in the show. Look, he is the most polished, refined receiver in the entire NFL, period. He's a 6th-round pick. He worked himself into where he is now. He's worked. He wasn't blessed with a 6'4" frame with a 7-foot wingspan. That's not who he is. He's a little dude who runs kind of fast, but everything he does with precision. He's got dependable hands. He's incredibly smart, and he's got a good link with his quarterback. He's beyond a competent pass catcher, but when he came in, he was competent and he did well. We lack that. We lack that in Philly. We lack it, and it's killing us. So even if we were, right, so let's pretend that somehow the Eagles managed to finagle their way into the postseason. You're not going to count too many wins if your outside receivers aren't a threat to do anything, right? Because your running backs, which, by the way, are already hurt. Matthews has got a bum knee, and Sproles, Mr. Return Man himself, took one shot in the ribs last week, so he's questionable. He should play, but I don't know. Losing Sproles was huge, right? And the two guys, Barner and Smallwood, can't pass block to save their lives. So that puts the heat on Wentz, right? So minus all that, if the pass catchers aren't a threat, they just going to stack the box, and whoever you got running the ball is going to get ate up. They're going to get ate up. You know, how many times can you run a stretch play or a dive before they just start destroying your running backs? You know, it's too much, man. Too much. Everyone's got a limit how much they can carry for the most part, and the whole team's got to contribute. So, man, fuck that. The Eagles are about a good draft away from taking the next step, right? So if the Eagles go into this next draft and they manage to score some good young receiver talent and some offensive linemen and maybe a couple DBs, they'll be solid going forward, right? Because they're not necessarily terrible. They just aren't elite. They're not where they need to be.
They don't have all the pieces to the puzzle.
No, not yet. They don't have all the pieces. There's still some holes. Everybody knows what they are. They're making it work. Schwartz is making it work with leftovers in the defensive backfield, right? The running back by committee.
They have the border of the puzzle put together, but there's just a couple pieces that they got to figure out.
You got your quarterback. That's a huge piece. You got Wentz. He's a monster. This is the same dude. He's the same size as Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
literally. He's literally the same size as Roethlisberger. So, all right, so the dude's got a cannon. He can move. He can read the whole. Dude's great. You got a good quarterback. Give him someone to throw a goddamn ball to. You're like, he's holding on to the ball for too long because he's waiting on his trash-ass receivers to get open. Like, he would have thrown it had they been open, but they're not open. So he's like, shit. Maybe someone's open underneath. Nope, he's pass blocking. Shit.
Just fuck it. Throw it to the line, Judge.
He should. That's what they're trying to get him to do. So, moving on to another Pennsylvania team. The question, bruh, are the Steelers elite this year? Can the Steelers consider themselves an elite team, or are they simply a average team with elite talent?
Well, I'm not going to say that they're an average team. That would be entirely false. But they're definitely not elite. And because the question is, are they an elite team? The record kind of tells you that they're not. The fact that the defense can't get off the fucking field, the fact that you're playing the team from Texas that aren't the Texans, and you're winning. This team needs to score a touchdown. You allow them to march down the field willy-nilly like the shit's okay. And from 15 yards out, a running back runs through unscathed. Your defensive coordinator sucks ass, and you can't be considered elite. So it pains me to say that my team is not an elite team. Now, offensively, we have an elite offense. That is undeniable. But as a team, the defense has way too many holes.
I agree. But
and it starts at the top. When I say it starts at the top, I literally mean the defensive coordinator isn't elite. And then it just trickles down.
All right, so from the outside, right, from me, right, looking at how the Steelers have done this year, right. So the Steelers were undefeated going into Philly week 3. They took that L, right, and then I predicted that either it was going to be a close game or they was going to wear out the Chiefs later, and they wore out the Chiefs as expected, right. You take that beat down, expect a team like the Steelers to hand one out to the next team, because you don't just take a loss like that and just roll with it. Not a team like that. So, But it's weird now because you got Big Ben, who goes down with a torn meniscus, and he got fixed up and got back in within like 2-3 weeks. He was back in the game, which was ridiculous because I was expecting him to miss at least a month. But he's Big Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think he's human. I think he's a mutant. I think he's got like some kind of smallish Wolverine healing factor, because the dude honestly doesn't come out of a season without some kind of catastrophic injury that would have literally sidelined somebody for the season. He's had steel plates put in his foot and everything else. The dude doesn't make any sense. So, either way, I agree. Your defense Your defense has been letting me down. Like, you have to have
No,
Ryan
no, no, no,
Shazier.
no. Don't say the defense is letting you down. Say the defense is shit, and the defense. Say they have all the talent in the world, and the defense is shit.
Your defense is shit, man. Your defense is shit.
Thank you. Like,
you
don't have to sugarcoat this cookie. Like, this is a shit cookie. This is not a sugar cookie. This is a shit cookie.
The shit cookie.
The defense is shit.
The defense, look, I expected more. You got Ryan Shazier. You got one of the fastest linebackers in all of the NFL. Period.
No. You have the fastest linebacker in NFL.
So, all right, you got the fastest linebacker in all of football, right? He's like a fast free safety. Dude can hit.
Yeah, he runs a 4.3. Yes,
Dude can drop the hammer. Why is he out of position? Like, you got baby Ironhead on there on your defensive line. Right.
Well, we just put him up for the rest of the season because he got injured.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
But you had him.
But we also have the standout to it. We have the Hargrave kid. We got the big stud and McCullers. So, like, I mean, Timmons is a perennial.
Timmons is always there, dude. How old is he?
Right.
God, how old is Timmons?
You have the youngness of Dupree and Jones. You have the age old wisdom of Harrison. You got Joey Porter as their linebacker coach. You got Cardinal Lake over there coaching up some of the most physically talented defensive backs that there is. Hence, it's a shit sandwich because the shit comes from the bullshit defensive coordinator who's trying to outdo himself. I mean, this is the reality of the situation. Like, we cannot be elite because if you lined up the Steelers in their base defense without trying to do any trickery, yes, people are going to get yards because everyone's a professional in the game. But you're not going to give up a 15-yard running touchdown with 30-something seconds left in the game in which you have a touchdown lead almost. Like, it requires a touchdown to win. You line up on the 15-yard line and you allow someone to run the ball into the end zone. This is clearly the defensive coordinator.
I saw that.
Right.
I was
very disappointed. This is the defensive coordinator. Like, there's no one else to blame in this situation except for the defensive coordinator.
You know, didn't Harrison actually play with Porter? Like, they was on the field at the same time.
Well, and theoretically, you want to say that. But what happened more was Joey wanted money. Harrison was in the wings kind of waiting because, remember, Harrison went back and forth to Baltimore and then came back. And so when we realized what we had in Harrison, it was safe to let Joey go. And then Joey went to go play for Miami.
Oh, okay. Did he go to Arizona after that? I think he went to Arizona after that, right?
You know what? I just think all Steelers go to Arizona to retire because that's the West Coast Steelers. But, I mean, even coaches. So, like, I don't know. I mean, Clark Higgins went there. Rashard Mendenhall. Like, you fucking name it. Somebody, landed in Arizona.
Is there now.
Right. Like, so, yeah, I guess. Like, he probably did. If he didn't, it's shocking that he didn't. And he probably is going to come back in the NFL to go to Arizona for a day to come back to the Steelers to retire a Steeler. Wow. Because it's like prerequisite at this point.
I remember they was recycling old players from everywhere, man. Like, I know they took a bunch of Eagles players and Buddy Ryan left. Well, Buddy Ryan didn't leave. Buddy Ryan was sent away.
Yeah, he was tricked away, sort of like Dick LeBeau.
He was banished. No, Buddy Ryan was banished. Yeah. He hated the ownership of the Eagles before Laurie did not like Buddy Ryan at all. In fact, the name of his horse, because he had a horse, the name of his horse was Fired for Winning.
That's funny.
Because it's Buddy Ryan. Like, let's be real. Like, his sons are not even a glimpse of the shadow of their daddy. Like, you can talk all the trash you want. Bottom line is Buddy Ryan was putting bodies on turf. Like, you weren't going to come out and be like, yeah, we're going to run the ball up on Buddy Ryan's team. No, you weren't going to do that. Buddy Ryan may not have the best offense, but you damn sure wasn't going to come out of that game with all your offensive players intact. No, sir. The body bag game versus Washington.
Oh yeah. It was real. Buddy Ryan was the truth back in the day.
It was the truth. You know, his son's Rex to talk all the trash he wants to never be his daddy. But yeah, man. All right. So as I remember the good days of watching Cunningham do that thing he used to do before it was cool, because it wasn't really cool when he was doing it, but he made it cool. Yeah. So the Steelers. I remember we was talking not too long ago, man. You mentioned see when Ben went down. You You guys didn't.
Landry fucking Jones.
Yes, sir. I was
just say it.
Just
say it
listen.
with me. Landry fucking Jones.
All right, Landry Jones.
All I
he's
want.
your backup, right?
It's all
backup?
one word.
He's your backup, Landry.
No. He is not my backup.
He's the backup.
He is the remainder. He is the sum of all events that has transpired that are evil in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Can't y'all Vic is still not signed to nobody. Y'all can dig up Vic if you need to. He's right there. He's literally right there. He was on your team last year.
I mean, listen. At this point, I'm okay with. It pains me to say this. Like the Steeler fan that I am, I'm a big picture Steeler fan. I'm not I want to win right now Steeler fan. I want Landry Jones to die Steeler fan. So, if it was possible for Ben to get injured and not play for the rest of the season, and Landry Jones to have to come in and finish out the remainder of the season and win and lose every game, it would be apparent that we have to get rid of him. But as long as he fucks up and then the mistakes are corrected by Ben when he returns, seemingly they just keep this motherfucker on the roster because you have Gradkowski, you have Vic. I mean, there's just the punter could probably throw better than Landry fucking Jones at this point. So when you really sit down and you take a tally of what the fuck is happening in Pittsburgh, is Ben is an elite quarterback.
Without a
but
doubt,
you
Hall of
don't,
Famer.
right? You effectively have Bobby Boucher as the person who's going to come in to throw the ball. Like Bobby Boucher is the water boy. Like I don't give a fuck how hard he hit in the movie. He was the water boy. You see what I'm saying? So the water boy is Landry Jones, and he comes in and then he fucks everything up. Because how do you throw the ball to the number one receiver in the NFL and he doesn't catch it? Because you're not throwing it. And Antonio Brown, and then you have Sammy Coates, big as hell. He's like a mini baby T.O. that hasn't been developed yet. How do you not throw the ball to him? How do you not throw the ball to Jesse James? Like Jesse James is like a 6'7" fucking tight end.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
That has relatively decent speed. And when you're in the game, you have Le'Veon Bell, who's the best fucking for the last 3 years. Okay, you have like LaDainian Tomlinson Jr. that can catch the ball out of the backfield, but for some reason, you don't understand to throw the ball to the outlet because you can't throw the ball 6 yards. Notice I said 6 yards because I'm just saying that from when you're looking on the field, there's those little white lines. Those white lines signify something. And once the receiver passes the other white line, he seems to can't throw the ball.
Wow.
It's like he can throw a slant route. Like if they run 3 yards or 4 yards in slant, he throws that. He's great at that. But if they run further than 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, something happens in Landry Jones's mind where he thinks he has to mentally push the ball and it doesn't come out of his hand. It's like playing Madden and your controller breaks.
Is he? Wow.
That's Landry Jones.
Wow. That sucks, man.
So. Right, but they spent the 4th round draft pick on Landry Jones.
They did.
So because they spent the 4th round draft pick on him, they don't want to appear that they're incorrect or wrong in any way. So they're going to keep sticking with this motherfucker. Because at the end of every preseason, there's this thing when they like start cutting players or some shit, and there's like most people have like 4 and 5 quarterbacks on their rosters. Every other one of those quarterbacks were better than fucking Landry Jones. Every fucking one.
Oh,
everyone. There's a dude right now. Listen to me when I tell you. There's a dude right now in Kroger's somewhere bagging groceries who's better than Landry Jones. And he went to the combine and he did his thing, but for some reason he just didn't understand everything that was happening on the field. Like his Wonderlic wasn't great. His football IQ isn't off the charts. He just couldn't get the playbook, so they cut him. And we kept Landry Jones, and he went to Kroger's, and now he's bagging groceries. Bring that guy, and then do the Willie Beeman thing, where just, hey, run to the car and turn at the lamppost. Because he's better than fucking Landry Jones.
All right. You know,
I've seen Landry Jones fumble the clipboard.
Wow.
I'm taking it there.
Wow. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a backup quarterback like that in Philly. I got Chase Daniels, who's like, he's a $20 million babysitter for Carson Wentz. He's like, all right. So they have you got Dave Peterson. Doug Peterson, who's your head coach, who's a quarterback. You have Frank Reich, who backed up Jim Kelly for his entire career, right? And Jim Kelly, all right, for those new heads who may not know who Jim Kelly is, first of all, do your parents know you're listening? Second of all, Jim Kelly, despite him not winning the big game, was a hell of a quarterback. He was tough as hell, right? Even cancer couldn't kill that motherfucker. So,
right.
Jim Kelly, right? Frank Reich is legit. He was legit in Buffalo, backing up Jim Kelly. It's Jim Kelly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's Jim Kelly. You're not gonna get. You're not playing. So,
that was the 4 in a row guy. So you can say what you want to say.
You know what?
Like you never know who.
Look, Jim, though. I'm not putting it on Jim. You got to think.
Look, yeah, I'm not putting it on Jim. Like you never remember who the loser of anything is,
except for Jim Kelly.
Except for that.
Yeah, he's I think the only Hall of Famer that holds on to that dude. I think him.
That speaks wonder.
Him and Fouts, I think, are a couple of the only like first ballot Hall of Famers to get in that hadn't won a ring as a quarterback. I mean, but they did ridiculous things. I mean, they pioneered the hurry up offense they did in Buffalo with Andre Reed and all them. I mean, Buffalo was legit. The wide right, man, wide right.
Yeah,
wide right.
Yeah.
Either way,
Right.
so you have two quarterbacks active in coaching the young Wentz, and so Peterson manages to poach the backup out of Kansas City, which I still believe is a made up place, and to Philly and Chase Daniels, and he's paying him like starter money, not elite money. He's paying Chase Daniels, all 5'10" of them, starter money to hold a clipboard. Not even they don't have clipboards no more. They have the Microsoft Surface Pro, little tablet. They're nice, but they got those right. So Wentz come off the field. Who's he sitting next to? Daniels. Daniels is there to tutor Wentz while wearing pads because it doesn't look like Wentz is going to go down anytime soon. So he's literally just there as another offensive coordinator, quarterback coach who can tell Wentz how to do all the little intricacies of Peterson's offense because he ran it in the practice squad or whatever in Kansas City. So I hope you never see him play, but he's making $20 million. He's making $20 million.
I get it. Once again, every other team in the NFL has at least 2 quarterbacks on their roster, and the Steelers doesn't. We have 1.
You got like I said, Vic is a phone call away, man.
Facts.
Vic is a phone call away. All right.
Well, I mean, you know, the problem with Vic, and I understood the problem with Vic when Vic came in. Ben throws the ball really hard, and Vic throws the ball really hard, but the spin on the ball is different because Vic is a lefty.
He is.
So even when you seen the ball be on target, because the receivers were so used to catching the Ben's spiral,
the right-handed spiral,
Vic's spiral would literally like bounce away from them, and every route should have been ultimately ran backwards. But when Michael Vick's not the starter and you bring him in, your playbook is designed for ultimately what is a right-handed quarterback.
Yes.
Like the power of your team is on the right-hand side of the field. But Vic is a lefty, and when he threw the ball to the right, he's suspect. He's been suspect for all of his life, throwing the ball to the right. And when he throws the ball to the left, he throws it so hard because he's so comfortable, the ball just spins away from your fingertips instead of spinning into your chest. And this was the inherent flaw of Michael Vick playing for the Steelers.
So it wasn't a
I like
flaw.
Michael Vick.
I like Michael Vick.
Right, it's not a big flaw. That's just a football flaw. That's just like physics. That's actual math happening on a football field. You know, all you dumb motherfuckers stay in school. That's real shit. Like that's exactly what the fuck happened. I'm not mad about that. I understand why Vic can't play football in Pittsburgh. Like that's fine. I'm not mad about that. But what I'm saying is the dude at the Kroger's
better than Landry
right now. It's 7:27 on the East Coast right this very second. This guy just stuck some fucking on sale smashed up can of yams in someone's brown bag in Kroger's, and he didn't miss the bag. You see what I'm saying? Like he picked it up off the conveyor belt and put it in the bag, and it landed in the bag. Landry Jones tries to do this for some reason. He picks it up off the conveyor belt, and then it hits the side of the bag on the handle and rolls down the handle, and then hits the floor and is dented, and then it busts open, and then the guy has to take time to go back up the aisle to find. See, all this other shit is fucking transpiring when it's Landry Jones.
You sure, like the manager don't come out and intercept the can and run it back for 6?
Yeah, I mean that's really what it is. I mean, like it's fucking Landry Jones. Like at the end, like Landry Jones should be a plug and play quarterback. Let's be totally fucking honest. Like Ben Roethlisberger has the most elite offense around him. Even without Martavius Bryant, we are an elite offense. How do you get on the field and not hit these weapons? How do you not get Marquise Wheaton the ball? How do you not get Jesse James the ball? How do you not get Grimble the ball? Like Grimble and Jesse James are fucking 6'7" tight ends. How do you not get them the ball? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. Like, Antonio Brown is like one of the quickest, if not, like, he's not the fastest, but he's one of the quickest receivers in the league, runs with pinpoint precision. Like, I've seen Antonio Brown leave his shoe, and his shoe catch up to him because his shoes just knew where he was going. How the fuck do you don't get him the ball?
Dude, I saw a clip of Antonio Brown take down the one of the cornerbacks for the Colts. Dude, he put him in the dirt. It was so shameful.
Right? Like I don't understand it. Like when you got Sammy Coates, you got Antonio Brown, you got Marquise Wheaton, you got fucking Grimble, you got fucking Jesse James, you got fucking baby LaDainian Tomlinson coming out of the backfield, virtually unstoppable. Like literally, like, on busted plays, this man gets 5 fucking yards before contact. Like before anyone realizes that the play is actually busted. He has juked 20 people in the backfield, and then the announcers are saying, you see how patient he is as he waits for the hole? This is something that you don't tell kids. You tell kids to hit the hole when you get the ball, but when kids are watching this superstar, you can't tell them that. Okay, if the announcers are recognizing this, like I think opponents watch Le'Veon Bell to see what he's going to do. It's like, this motherfucker's about to get the ball. Hold on, wait. Oh, shit, we're supposed to tackle him. Like, what the fuck? This dude he's amazing. Like, and he catches the ball out the backfield like a fucking receiver.
Dude's good. Dude's solid.
He runs post routes and flag routes and curls and slant. Like, he's the fucking guy.
He's a totally complete player.
Exactly. How do you have 7 weapons on the offense? Never mind Darius Hayward-Bay's ability at this age to still run past almost everybody in NFL. Yeah. How do you not get any of them the ball?
Landry fucking Jones, huh?
Right. None of them, like, listen, none of them catch the ball.
Bruh.
Like, I would be okay if Landry Jones came out and had a 400-yard game and we lost because he threw 2 picks because he was overconfident. I'm okay with that. But when he has a fucking 89-yard type game and he throws 3 picks, motherfucker, you threw those 89 yards was to the other team, bitch. What the fuck are you doing?
Very Bork Osweiler of him. He can go. He can go to Houston and get paid. That's what I'm saying. So all right.
He needs to go trade with the guy at the Kroger's. Fuck that.
All right, look, keeping it in the AFC North. Cleveland is 0-11, and they honestly stand a good chance of going winless this year. Right, they will be the second team to go winless. Let me tell you their remaining schedule. Right, Giants, Bengals, Bills, Chargers, Steelers. I don't see a single win in any of those games. They're going.
Well, I'll be optimistic. 16. Here you go. I'll be optimistic. Ben Roethlisberger is going to get hurt. Landry Jones is going to come in. Cleveland will win the last game.
That's a bold prediction, sir.
That's not really. That's. I'm trying to be nice to people in Cleveland saying they're going to get a win. It's not really going to happen.
Nice. They just got an NBA championship, and they were 3-1 in charge of the World Series before they blew it. So they're the second best team in baseball. You don't get to give them shit. They're almost as bad as Boston fans now. So yeah. So no, they can take this football loss. They're going to go 0-16, right? So the front office sucks. Thing about it is Hugh Jackson is going to end up paying for this, right? The question is when. So do you think they stick with Hugh Jackson, knowing they traded and let go of all the talented players, especially on the offensive line? You got one really good offensive lineman and 4 turnstiles. And you've had like 30 different starting quarterbacks this season because you can't keep them on the field. Like, I thought they killed that Cody Kessler kid. But nope, he's back out there a couple weeks later, free from concussion symptoms. RG3's healing up, getting ready to come back. And whoever else they've decided, I think Hoyer played some games for them. I don't know if Manziel might have played for them again this year. I don't know, dude. Look, their offensive line is trash.
It's Cleveland. Like, it's Cleveland. Let's be honest. Like, the best thing that ever come out of Cleveland was Draft Day, the movie. So,
oh god,
we're right. Like, I have to reference that because it's the only good thing I've ever known the Cleveland Browns to do.
Wow.
Like, I didn't personally get to watch Jim Brown play for the Cleveland Browns. So for me, that's not real.
That's just abstract.
Like that didn't really happen. Like he realized, well, you know what? I'm the best running back in the NFL. I'm setting all kinds of records. Nobody can stop me. But because I play for the Browns and I can see their future, I'm going to retire early.
You know, he did retire
That's
early.
what Jim Brown said.
So, well,
That's
so
what-
the question
right.
is, Hugh Jackson, does he get another shot next season, or do you automatically burn the whole field when you go 0-16?
I think the Cleveland Browns may move to South Dakota.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck it. Like the South Dakota Browns. Like fuck it.
no, because Cleveland is sued to keep the name again, and they'll become.
No, I
something-
don't think Cleveland wants no parts of that name no more. I think this one, like Art Modell, isn't going to try to steal them and put them in a U-Haul in the middle of the night. So I think Cleveland Browns fans will be okay with the South Dakota Browns, and then in 5 years they get an expansion team called the Hopefuls. They'll be like the Cleveland Hopefuls. That way they can possibly have a chance of fucking winning something.
All right, bro.
Possibly.
All right, look,
I don't know.
I'm gonna do my predictions. All right, so like I said, my predictions, my overall score right now is 51, 33, and 2. Because I didn't anticipate those 2 ties, but I'm gonna call them ties. Right? We already had 3 games happen for Thanksgiving, so I'm not gonna be predicting games that already happened. So this is what I got. Right? You're gonna go through these pretty quick because I got to get to the beer of the week, and then I get into my hot take. The hot take's probably gonna cause a little conversation. So Bengals versus Ravens. Right? Bengals 13, Ravens 21. I see the Ratbirds winning. Yeah.
I see them tying at 0-0.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome. Moving on. See the Rams and the Saints. Rams don't score a lot of points. 10 points to the Saints, 28. I don't think the Rams defense is good enough to stop the Drew Brees show at this point.
Agreed.
All right. Cardinals to the Falcons. Cardinals 20, Falcons 35. Despite what happened in Philly, the Falcons still have a pretty high octane offense, and the Cardinals are not as good as they used to be, even though they weren't really that good to begin with.
I think you're right about who's going to win, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to score that many points.
Okay. All right. Niners versus Dolphins. Niners, I got them scoring 6 points. Dolphins putting up 24.
Go for it. Fuck it.
Yeah, they're a terrible team. The Jaguars versus the Bills. I got the Jaguars picking up 21. The Bills picking up only scoring 17. Here is why. Shady's down. Shady's hurt. And the Jaguars are the best 2-win team you've ever seen, end quote.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got the Titans versus the Bears. I got Titans putting up 24 points. The Bears putting up 20. Cutler's shut down for the season. But I can see the Titans are this weird team that looks like they have it put together, but the next game they don't. Mariota's, they've done some interesting things by running smash mouth kind of football with their runners. They got a solid offensive line through the draft. They got Spray Tan Murray and Derrick Henry, who I swear to God is a fucking transformer. How big that dude is, man.
He's large. He's a large man.
Have you seen the running back at LSU?
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Look, I don't even like college football, but dude, I kind of want to see him play in real life.
Yeah, I'm curious, man, because he's huge. He's massive. My God, we're gonna talk about him later on. When we get to the pre-draft phase after the combine and everything, we'll talk about him. But that dude's a monster. But yeah, Derrick Henry, I thought was big until this dude. Now I'm like, no, Derrick Henry is your average size runner compared to this guy. This guy's massive.
Yeah, he's like a small alien ship.
He is. He's yeah. All right. So Giants versus Browns. Giants put up 27. Browns putting up 17.
No, you know what? Let's go bold. The Browns win.
You say the Browns win.
I say the Browns win.
Okay, against the Giants
by 1 point.
By a single point, which is possible because kickers are missing extra points this year.
Exactly.
My God, they've been missing a lot of extra points. All right. Chargers versus Texans. The Chargers 28, Texans 10 because Bork Osweiler is terrible, and the Texans are terrible, and the Chargers are terrible at times, but this won't be a time where they're terrible.
Touche.
Joey Bosa's the truth. I mean, he's the truth. They might have won a couple more games if they had quit fucking around with his contract in the preseason. They might have won it because he went out there and made a difference immediately. So Joey Bosa is not his daddy. Dude is good. Seahawks versus Bucks. Seahawks are coming into that late season playoff form they do every year, where they come out and start stomping people out. So I got them putting up 27 points against the Bucks 14. Pats versus the Jets. Patriots, I got them scoring 24 versus the Jets 10 because the Jets are terrible and the Patriots have owned their division. Look, Bill Belichick could be starting at quarterback for the Patriots, and I'd have him putting up 24 points against the Jets.
They don't even need to field a quarterback. They can just run shit out of the Wildcat, and they'll run all over them. So,
you know what? If Belichick hears this, he just might run the Wildcat for the entire game, and I'd still have him put up 24 points.
Right. Like, just to make it fair, we're not going to field a quarterback. Everything's going to be a run and play. We're always going to run left, and they're still not going to be able to stop them.
Because the Jets
That's
terrible.
what's going to happen.
Because the Jets are terrible. All right. Chiefs, Packers versus the Eagles in Philly. Monday night. I got the Packers putting up 21. Eagles putting up 27. Normally, I wouldn't spot anyone 21 points in Philly because no one's done it yet. So, what I'm going to say is, because Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and he's due to have one of those games where he just puts up some astronomical numbers, I have them scoring 21 points. However, the Green Bay defense is absolutely garbage across the board, and I can see the Eagles' offense and special teams putting up 27 points for the win at home.
I think y'all are going to put up a 40 burger.
The Eagles or the Packers?
The Eagles. I'm seeing y'all run the score up.
I would love for them to run the score up. That'd be great. But
I don't think it's going to be intentional. I think it's going to be one of them. The Packers are so bad in the beginning of the game that y'all will probably have like 28 to 35 points by halftime.
Wow. Yeah, it could be. Special teams.
Right.
Are the Packers special teams worth of shit this year? Because
no, not really. They're kind of garbage. So like, I really think like, and then it's going to be about just protecting the lead and making sure. And that's like they'll probably score their points. Like the Packers will probably score their points on them garbage things, trying to get down.
Yeah. The moral victory points.
Yeah, like I see y'all putting up a 40 burger.
Wow.
I mean,
cool.
I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
All right. Wow. All right, cool. So, beer of the week, right? So I went out to the liquor store today and I got some beer, right? So, they don't sell beer in the supermarket like they do in North Carolina. I have to go to the liquor store. Like they don't sell any alcohol whatsoever except for cooking wine and whatnot in the supermarket. You got to go to the liquor store to buy any alcoholic beverage, period. So I went and got this Saranac sampler, right? I've had one before. And I've done the reviews, but this is a different one, right? So the beer I'm drinking now is a Saranac cold brew coffee lager, right? So the review goes, is this a good game time beer? The answer to that question is an resounding hell no. This is
I was about to say, number one, you just said some shit about coffee and lager all at once.
Right. So
that doesn't even sound good.
This is what D1 brought me when I asked for a beer. So this is what I'm reviewing, because ultimately I'm going to drink it because it's in my fridge. So, all right. So what I would say is that, it tastes like coffee. It's not bad. It just tastes like coffee. Now, am I going to watch the game and drink more than one of these, if any of them? No. God, no. If I end up drinking one of these during the game, it's because I grabbed it on accident when I wasn't looking. But am I going to maybe have a cigar and have a nice conversation, wax poetic about the days of yore while drinking one of these? Yes. This is a hipster beer. This is a flannel shirt, black rim glasses, trucker hat, maybe type of beer. This is something this is
something that you get from Starbucks.
Yeah, like if Starbucks served alcohol, this is what they would serve. They would serve this beer. Right, so it's not the worst beer I've ever had, but I'm certainly not going to ask for one by name during the game. I mean, if you give me a choice between this and Bud Light, I'm going to have a water. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm
so,
tracking.
Hot take of the week. All right, you sitting down.
I'm sitting down.
All right, good. Sitting down. Here's my hot take of the week. The Cowboys have yet to play an elite team this year. In fact, they don't have any elite teams on their schedule at all, which has benefited them more than anyone else will care to admit. I don't see this team in the same category as I do the Seahawks, the Patriots, or Denver, or even Oakland. I don't see the Cowboys being as good as any of those teams, which, fortunately for them, they don't have to play this year. So you can tell me why the Eagles had to go to Seattle to play the damn Seahawks, and the Cowboys get to sit in Jerry World and play a bunch of scrub teams for the whole. You're playing beat up teams and teams that aren't that good. You're not playing perennial, awesome, super duper teams for the most part. You're catching teams when they're hurt, but they're not really playing great teams. In fact, last week the overall winning percentage for teams the Cowboys have played was like .327. They're not.
I would agree. I told you I despite the fact that they're having a great season. They are, look, the team itself is having an phenomenal, outstanding season. I will not deny that. The problem lies in the fact that even when you play the Steelers, like I just reference my game, in any other situation, when you need a touchdown with less than 2 minutes to play, you're probably not going to get down the field like that. Like you're just not. Like you're not going to score on a 15-yard run off tackle against any other team. Like you beat the defensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You didn't actually beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. You beat the defensive coordinator because he tried to outsmart y'all.
All they do is play base football. The other one,
right? Like that's the that's what they're doing. Like you're playing somebody like you figure what the whole overtime, the mollywhopping nobody. Like they're not beating the fuck out of nobody.
No, they're winning close games, but they shouldn't be close if they're truly a great team.
There you go. That's my point. Like you're not, like if you come out and you put up a 40 burger and then you put up 30 and then you put up 27 and then you have a bad game, but that bad game is a fucking 17-point game, but your defense holds the people to 3. That's not close. That means you've been whooping people's asses. That's not what's happening with them.
No.
So hell no, they're not elite. Fuck no. Even all of their fans, they know that too. That's why they're all happy and shit now.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm saying.
And it's not.
Right?
You know, it's never been nothing for them to win regular season games. Let's just be honest. Right? Let's be totally honest. Like everyone's excited because of their record, but they have won regular season games. The question is not can you win in the regular season. The question is, can your bum ass win when the fucking shit counts in the playoffs?
I can see it saying no. All right. So here's the deal. If they gotta see Russell Wilson, I don't care where they play Russell Wilson. If they gotta see Seattle, they don't just take a loss. They take a thorough, resounding ass whooping.
Yep.
Richard Sherman is not Josh Norman. Richard Sherman is actually good. Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas are the 2 best safeties in football. Period. That defensive line, that Bennett guy, yeah, he's really good, along with all the rest of them that play up there. Those linebackers are giant safeties. Look,
yeah,
Russell Wilson catching, you can try to catch Russell Wilson, but you're probably not gonna. And God forbid you let him run. I mean, his receivers are little dudes that run crisp, precise routes and catch contested passes. The Cowboys don't want to see Seattle, and fortunately they haven't had to throughout the regular season, but they're going to have to see them in the postseason, and they're going to take a loss. And I don't mean like it was a close one in overtime. I mean, they're going to take one of them like 45-13 ass whoopings that we all knew they probably should have gotten.
Look, I won't say they're only going to score 13. I'm going to give the Cowboys 21 points.
You're going to spot them 21.
Listen. The Prescott kid.
Oh, he's legit.
Right. And then you have the occasional Witten being Witten is going to happen.
But,
you know what I'm saying? Like
but here's my question.
It's going to happen. And then
here's my question.
And then
who is he playing?
And then
that's on the par with.
Well, no. Listen, it has nothing to do with who he played. Like the young man has ability, so
he's good.
I'm not going to discount his ability. So what I'm going to say is any game elite, I'm giving them the whole you can get to 21 because Daz will probably do something. Jason Witten will probably do something, and Prescott, So, and then after that, everyone's going to be paying attention because they're going to correct the defensive deficiencies to watch whatever happens. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Right. Like Witten, he's a muscler. He makes it happen. Let's be honest.
Witten has been there forever, and he still makes it happen,
right,
dude.
He's right. He's gonna get his. So you can't deny Witten's gonna get his, and you can't really like Dez. I'm not a huge fan of Dez, but he's top 20 in the league for receiver wise, like hands down.
When he catches it, yeah.
Like when I say top 20, I'm putting him at like 11, but I don't want to try to knock nobody off my top 10.
Understood. I understand that. Yeah, I make sense.
Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like Dez is, virtually unstoppable. There's only 10 other receivers better than him in the NFL.
Remember a couple of years ago or last year where they had to play Seattle and Dez was covered by Richard Sherman and Dez absolutely vanished?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Richard
But
Sherman hasn't
listen,
regressed.
I don't think he would do that now.
You don't think Richard Sherman would make Dez vanish?
Well, Richard Sherman only plays on one side of the field,
You are
which is
correct.
why I don't believe him to be the best cornerback in the NFL. So if you simply slide Dez to the slot or to the opposite side of the field, he will get his touches.
You think Dez will beat Chancellor and Thomas in coverage?
Listen, I believe he can catch the ball and go down like a bitch and get touched. Now he can't take the hit.
No,
Like if he catches if he catches the ball and they're close and there's a hit, Dez is gonna want to come out. He's gonna be tapping on his fucking helmet. But if Dez catches the ball and there's time for him to hold the ball and make a football move and drop down to his hip, and then they run past and touch him, he will consistently get yards and he will eventually score.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Well, we'll see if those two teams match up. If Seattle, I don't see many teams getting in Seattle's way in the NFC. So eventually Seattle and the Cow Turds are going to have to play football against each other somewhere. And honestly, if it's in CenturyLink Field, you can just count that as a loss for anybody. But if it's in Dallas, I'm still saying the Seahawks are favored. So, I mean, that's my hot take, man. That's my hot take is the Cowboys are not as good as the record says they are because they've been playing tomato cans. Like, you haven't played them.
Yeah, they're not.
So,
like they're listen. That shouldn't even been a hot take. You should be talking more about their fans being fucking totally fucking annoying again, like they've actually won something besides a regular season game.
Well, see, I haven't had to interact directly with their fans. I'm surrounded by pigskin fans in the office. So that's what I'm dealing with. And they're not as bad right now.
Like, there's people I haven't talked to in, when I say years, I mean years. They're Cowboys fans.
Are they showing up now?
I forgot they were on my Facebook.
Wow.
But now that the Cowboys are winning, I see memes and all types of other shit about the Cowboys. When we lost to them, motherfuckers was hitting me up. I was like, yo, like, I didn't even know we were still Facebook friends, let alone cool enough for you to talk to me. Like, you for real right now? Like, really, like, my response, and once again, my response is, as I stand at the top of the ladder, you are one rung beneath me. So when I piss down on you, you can catch the piss from my dick. Because you're not going to talk to me. Even if you win 6, I did it first, so I still don't want to hear you. You would have to win 7. So talk to me in 2 years, which would mean you would have to go back to back, and that's not going to happen. Because that's how I feel about because they're annoying. Like we talked about the whole we have to bring up 6 champions and all blah blah blah. You're right, I do. When the Cowboys catch me and then pass me, I will concede to Cowboys fans. At that point, I will say y'all are the superior franchise. Until that point, Pittsburgh is the superior franchise. I don't give a fuck if you're America's team. I don't give a fuck who's on your offense. I don't give a fuck who's on your defense. I don't give a fuck if you can go and you can make a super roster of every good person in the NFL and put them all on all the top 53 players on the Dallas Cowboys team. I'm still not conceding that they are better than anybody until they have 7 Super Bowls. That's where I'm at. See, that's more of a hot take. Like we know, like we the records of the teams they played speaks for itself.
You know what though?
They're not that good.
Let's be real. I'll tell you why it's a hot take. Because the people who watch football are typically not analytical, right? So when the talking heads on ESPN or NFL Network start to dick ride a certain team, they in turn, if that's your team, it gives you validation. Regardless of the fact that you haven't played nobody. You could be playing the Browns 20 times in a row. You got 20 wins and no losses. People, you're going to feel like you did some shit even though deep down inside your heart, you know good and damn well you didn't. Right? But that's why it's a hot take. Let's be real. This is the happiness these folks are clinging on to right now. They don't want to think about the fact they haven't played nobody and come playoff time they're going to get their ass handed to them by a truly elite franchise. They don't want to think about how Green Bay has taken a dive due to injury. They don't want to think about how all these teams that normally will whooping their ass simply aren't in position to do so this year. So enjoy what you have, but let me remind you, y'all still haven't done shit. Y'all haven't really beat nobody. And yeah, I'm grouping my team into that. You let a team with no receivers take you to overtime at home and almost beat you. You're not that good, man. You're not that good. So just like the annoying ass fans seeing the memes and whatnot, that's why this is a hot take. Because you know what? They're gonna feel a certain kind of way about this. Oh, what you mean I haven't played nobody? And they're gonna look at their schedule and be like, oh.
Yeah,
well,
you ain't playing nobody.
I still want to argue this point because I just pulled out my Aikman jersey that I had buried at the bottom for the last 10 years, and I'm aware it now. But I'm a Cowboys fan for life. So I know they're annoying. I just haven't had to deal with them because I pretty much stopped talking to a majority of them, save a few people. We got a few folks from back in the day, good friends of mine that are somehow Cowboys fans, a couple new ones. But more, I don't have to see Cowboys fans, is what I'm saying. Like they don't coexist with me for the most part.
It's weird. Like it's entirely weird to me. Like, and I look, I'm not bullshitting. Like, this is not me exaggerating. Like saying I haven't heard from you since last year. I haven't talked to these people in years, and all of a sudden, like my feed is active. I'm like, whoa! Like I didn't even know this motherfucker was still on my Facebook. I thought maybe the last time there was a presidential election, my politics made this person delete me. But no, it had to be football. Because now they're back.
They're back.
Right. Like it's fucking crazy.
Oh my god. Fuck? You know what?
I ain't talked to you I ain't talked to you in 4 years, and all of a sudden you back on my timeline. Like I don't understand.
You know what we should do is we should do like a Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Stories deal dealing with you talking to Cowboys fans.
Dude, hey, look, I don't give a fuck. I'm all for it. I'm all for it because I don't give a fuck. You already know I don't give a fuck. Like I look, there's 3 teams that will never get no respect. 4. Well, actually, there's only 3 teams, and then there's a franchise. Right? The Browns is the franchise. I'm not going to call them a team. That's kind of a misnomer. It's kind of like an oxymoron. Calling the Browns a team is kind of like an oxymoron thing. Like you can't do that. So wow. Like the Patriots, I'll never have no respect for the Patriots because there's no place on the map that says New England anymore, so they don't exist, and they're notorious cheaters, so they should all have to give back all their trophies. That's how I feel about them. Right? Then there's the Ratbirds. Clearly, I'll never have no respect for the old Browns whatsoever. Like I understand that they are an outstanding franchise at this point, and they have come to be competitive because they built their team around beating my Steelers, which means when the old Browns play the Steelers, I have to hear from them, even if their record is 2-14. Ratbird fans will talk to me like they won the Super Bowl because they beat us twice in that year. That's how they are. Like literally. Like you could be 2-14 and my phone starts ringing like, oh man, we beat y'all ass. You do realize that? So, like this could be the case. I could be in the Super Bowl winning and I would still we're the better team because we beat y'all twice this year. We should have won the Super Bowl.
So are you saying are you saying that the Ratbirds fans are like the Rex Ryan to the Bill Belichick?
I mean, really. I mean, like, no bullshit. I think about it. Like, you know them. Like, you understand. Like, come on. This is like the super rivalry. This is no bullshit. If I go to the Super Bowl and I have a record of 14-2, and the Ratbirds are at home and their record is 2-14, and the only 2 losses I took were to the Ratbirds. When I win the Super Bowl, Ratbirds fans will call me and say, we should have won the Super Bowl because we beat y'all twice this season.
Wow.
That's exactly who they are. Never mind the other fucking 30-something. Right. Never mind the other 30-something teams in the NFL. That don't mean shit. The fact that you beat the Steelers twice in a season, but didn't win any other games, they think their shit don't stink.
Yeah, I'm not
so I'll never like them either. And then it's obviously right. And then it's the Cowgirls. Like your fans is like. You know, if you have really bad diarrhea and you wipe your ass and then you look at the toilet paper,
yeah,
that's what Dallas Cowboy fans are for me.
Wow.
Right. Like I'm curious if there's actually corn or like peppers in my shit, type of thing. Like that's how I feel about it. So. Oh
god, I got a bunch of Baltimore fans that listen, and honestly, you know what? I hope they send some hate mail. No, I hope they send some hate mail.
What? They can't listen. You can't send hate mail about something that's entirely accurate.
Yes, you can.
Because they'll even agree. Like they will agree if the Ratbirds beat the Steelers 2 times a year, and we go to the Super Bowl and we win the Super Bowl, the only thing that they'll say, they won't be like, congratulations. They won't be like, I'm glad the fucking trophy came back to the AFC North. They won't say none of that. They'll say, we should have won because we beat y'all twice.
You know what?
That's the only thing they'll say.
When I post this, I'm tagging people. Fuck it.
Tag them.
Tag them. Tag. All right. So hey, listen. All right. So look, that's pretty much the show, right? That's pretty much the show. So hey, listen. I'm still on iTunes. I'm still on Stitcher. I'm still on SoundCloud. I'm still on Mixcloud. I'm on YouTube now. There's no excuse. Listen to my goddamn show. Listen to it in the car. Listen to it at work. I would say use headphones, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. Just listen. Help me get this loot, right? Send your finest hate mail, your most passionate thoughts about football or whatever, to dirtdiggler2823 at gmail.com. And as always, D, you want to give him a shout real quick?
Oh, always. Everybody, pay attention when you're watching Dirty Sting. Check out the No Filter podcast. Just because we like to offend people.
So as always, it's been real, it's been fun, and it's been real fun. Dirt Diggler and Dee From Down South out.